Jamming going robot mode.
Yeah, make your careful, my daughter being shit. Yeah, make.
Oh no.
And there he goes.
Alright, who wanna go first? Salt or AK?
You
You
know
got
what?
it,
How
that?
about you do like a random generator?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, yeah.
A few moments later.
Can you grab one of these, please? Yeah.
Damn, already.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, you're there first?
yeah.
That's fine, I'm grabbing something. Yeah.
I
Okay.
guess I guess I just really quickly.
Thank you.
Things have been admittedly a little bit rough. Just kind of school and life kind of get in the way. I don't want to go too much in detail, but basically like just a general gist is sort of like just me trying to just trying to see just gonna have to like navigate like how I want to like tackle life and whatnot. That's sort of like the main thing. But oh,
Right.
I'm still still surviving. So that's all there is to it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. That's what it's all about.
Yep.
Alive and well. Well, not well, but you're gonna get there. You'll make it. I know you will.
I'm ready
So,
for you.
Thank you, thank you. Was there anything more I need to add, or?
Um. So that was your low. What's been your high?
I guess like one thing that's kind of been my high is mainly like I don't want to go too personal, but basically like at one point I was kind of like thinking about putting like okay, so basically like at some point like one thing I tried to commit myself throughout the for this year was trying to upload weekly on Twitter and to post like monthly on YouTube. And I was thinking about just dropping it just due to personal circumstances, but then like just from like the bunch of like back catalog I had of like unfinished stuff, and after like I managed to like whip them up to be something more finished, I was like, I think it just sort of like helped me establish that like, oh damn, I actually went through like quite a bit of progress, and it's just kind of those. Oh, stream seems to be booping.
Oh, that sucks. Okay, you know what?
That's why I just recorded your bud.
Yeah, at least the recording's on. You know what?
Yup,
I'll
stream
just give it a
pooped.
stream, dude.
I think Jamie started the process too. Yeah.
Freaking fricks, bruh.
A few minutes later.
You want to say your highs and lows again, Saul? Well, actually, no. I already have it recorded, and it's still recording. I'm screen sharing and recording, so I can just edit it. Who's next though?
Gotcha, gotcha.
You can get. I was gonna say,
Yeah, this is AK's turn.
highs. I'd say the new Kirby and the Scotland game is really good. It's better than Star Allies. I still think Planet Robobot is better than Gunland, but for the first 3D game, first true 3D game since like Air Ride, it's actually really, really good. So anyone out there who likes Kirby stuff, go buy the game. It's really good.
Don't say anything about spoilers, please. I'm trying. I'm
No,
trying
I
my
won't. I
best to
won't.
avoid.
No, I won't say the explosives. I'm saying like the game itself is really
Yeah,
good for what it's
yeah.
trying to do. Yeah, will be the first 3D game in so long. I'd say Hal did pretty good on it. Yeah.
I
I was kind
can't.
of surprised because I was like worried that I was wondering how Powell would have translated like the Kirby like gameplay to 3Ds, and do you think like it's still like relatively pretty similar? It just 3D-fied, or do
It's,
you think
it's
there's
it's similar for the most part. There were some things I wish they fleshed out a bit more, but I'm letting it slide because this is their first attempt in so long, and for like a first attempt in so long, it's really good. Surprisingly, I
yeah?
think. Yeah.
They had like Kirby Blow Up Blast too, like as a test, I believe, too. So like
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh my gosh.
But here in this case, while it's not like true open world 3D like, it is 3D enough where you still get the ability to move around in three-dimensional space, but it's still a very linear gameplay sort of stuff. Yeah.
yeah.
For the lows, I had 2 injections today. They hurt like piss.
2 injections?
One for the flu, one for Depo-Provera. So yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, got you.
So who's next then? JMX, you want to go then?
Okay, yeah, I'll go. Whatchamacallit? I my high. Well, I'll start off with my low. My low is that I'm having to see my mentor just like go somewhere else. So I won't be seeing him for a long while. Just looking up to him to do like just him being him. But we're still gonna hang out and all. But it's like he's teaching a class and I'm in his class, but he's leaving his job and all. It's just kind of heartbreaking. But we'll still hang out though, so that's kind of been my low. I think my high is that I'm I got a lot of shots done for death battle, so now I'm just oh, and this fight is like 1 minute and 13 seconds, the one that I'm screen sharing, and I got like 42 seconds done, so
That's
been
really good.
my high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you for a fact now, Unreal Engine 5 got released a couple months ago, at least the beta, the early ultra beta version of it. It is god tier amazing. You can do so many things with it. I'm talking like millions of polys worth of data in one scene without any lag. It's crazy. Yeah.
Hmm.
I haven't tried it out myself yet, but to me, this is like the next step of uh, game engines getting this stuff out there. It's really cool. Yeah.
Interesting.
I think the main thing for video games, just like one thing I just kind of realized was that I feel like video games in general is like it's actually very surprising to see like how they came to existence because it's a lot of work that I think like a lot of consumers don't understand.
Yeah.
And
Oh no, there's a lot of like misunderstandings that goes around. Like you don't understand even half of what goes on in it without like properly like digging your head into that stuff. Because on
yeah,
the surface, it doesn't look like a lot, but once you really put your hands into it, yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah.
like I just know I remember like this one YouTube channel called like Noodle where he made like a video talk about like crunch culture and how it's like specifically pretty prevalent in game in like video games and and he highlighted how like just because of how demanding video games are, this or like things are bound to screw up and whatnot.
Uh-huh.
And because
Yeah.
like just how quickly the scope of video games are becoming, it's just like it feels like it's kind of like neglecting people's. It's kind of like it tends to neglect a lot of like the just basic work life balance and whatnot.
Right.
I've heard like Japan's has it really bad, not just like games in general, but other fields of creative work. Like I know animation has it pretty hard as well there too.
Oh yeah.
But I did hear some news about some companies, at least by like at the US and in Japan, where they're starting to adopt 4 day work periods instead of five, and they've been
Mm,
noticing increase in productivity, which is really cool. Though.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think I should also remember hearing that like apparently if like just by some of the notorious or their pretty recent like actions and whatnot, Nintendo's actually pretty good with giving like their employees like pretty good like break periods because like I heard like I know Animal
Nintendo is
Crossing.
like Nintendo is like the exception to all this, so
Yeah.
it's not actually that surprising me. At least.
They're the exception with both, I guess, like at least treating their employees right. I guess that's one thing they have correct, but then everything else, well, um, yeah, I don't know about that Nintendo. It's kind of cringe
I
to be
mean,
honest.
It's
there's a
kind of
quote Shigeru
cringe.
Miyamoto. there's a quote Shigeru Miyamoto said. I like an early release game is forever bad, but a delayed game is eventually good.
Hmm.
80% of the time, that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is true. You know what? Yeah. I agree. Um, yeah, that waves because like, nothing looks rushed. The graphics are there and all.
I think like the only game in my mind that's actually kind of been the exception to that rule is No Man's Sky was because when it first came out, it's like so goddamn bare bones. Everyone hated it. It was so mediocre. Like for me, even as like a long time fan of it, I thought like the release of it was just ass trash. Give it, given now it's like 5 years and the game's had like loads of updates, all free by the way. It's like changed from something it wasn't to something it is now, which is really cool in my opinion. And I don't see a lot of studios doing that. But that's just because like the whole idea of pushing games now, fixing it later, sort of been the trend for a while now. You seen what happened to Battlefield 2042? That's not supposed to be, yeah.
It's just also kind of the thing where you want to leave a very good first impression because I don't. How was No Man's Sky sales after like they changed like they started updating it?
Yeah.
No Man's Sky.
Wait, so AK, what I was asking was do you have an idea like how good No Man's Sky's like sales were after they started like updating the game more?
So at least according to Steam reviews, that now it's actually good, like really good. Actually, like a game worth buying. Before then, I think the player base dropped to like 90% the first couple of weeks, which is really bad. Like that's up there with Battlefield 2042's player base, but now that player base is actually increasing over time. Anywhere when I check on Steam, it's like 3,000 to 5,000 players at any given moment, which is better than like I don't know 200.
Right. But I think like what I was assuming is that they probably like rushed it more because they were probably hoping to aim for like probably like 10,000 within the first
Well,
like week. Yeah.
Well, at that time when they first published the game, they were holding a lot of promise that they didn't deliver. So, for example, Sean Murray, the CEO of the company that makes the game, was promising a lot of things like, "Oh yeah, they'll be in the game. This will be in the game." But when they actually released, none of those were in the game. Well, now they're in the game now, but back then they weren't there. So that's sort of just like holding a lot of lies to marketing. And I had one of my friends even straight up return the game because he was bought into this false marketing. Well, no, yeah, there these contents like actual true multiplayer is in the game, has been in the game for a while now, but
Right.
back then it's a bit of a weird mix feeling, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now.
Well, at least it's good
I'm
to know that
seeing
like things are picked up though. What's up?
I'm seeing like something similar happen to the Battlefield game too. So, like, cause like from what I've seen, the Battlefield games always have a like a rough start, and it's only not until like years later where they start polishing up things. But with 2042 in particular, I heard it's really bad. Yeah, I don't know how long it'll take for the series to recover after that. Yeah.
My God.
What's up? Oh, just to listen to what's going on. Never mind.
Yeah. Oh, what the?
It's like one thing I remember like thinking about when it came to I guess just some thoughts I was thinking about like, when it comes to video games. Like I think one thing since as sprite animators, I think one thing we can also consider is like the video games of the sprites that we use. Like for example, um Sonic Battle, Kirby, like the advanced Kirby games and the Mario and Luigi series sprites. So
Yeah.
I guess I can I guess like um what's one way how we can turn around that way? Actually, like just out of curiosity, because I know like for sure I think it's probably fair to say like
Oh my gosh. This thing's...
because I think it's fair to say that the most like prominent animation styles would be Mario, Sonic, Kirby, and then I guess like sometimes LSW, JOS, and Maple Story. But I believe like probably in the beginning, probably Sonic, the Sonic games had like the most like sprites off the get-go before like custom sprites came to be. Because I was like, I guess like just one thing I was wondering was like, um, I don't know if you have an insight about this, AK, but do you know like how many like in the earlier stages of the Kirby community, like how big was like the Kirby sprite sheet back then?
I started on 2011, 2012, which at that time I wasn't even aware that was a thing. So I don't know if I have a good enough answer for it, but I'd say yeah, there was not much back then. Like I found some like really basic sheets, but nothing beyond the scale of what we have now. Yeah. Like if you want to make custom sprites, you have to go out of your way to make them. Yeah.
So when you say that custom sprites, do you mean like specific for FC or even like Kirby himself? Like there weren't that many.
It's usually Kirby himself. That's when like us fan creators would take that base sprite and put our own stuff on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So like I guess like the thing I was wondering is like, do you think like back then like do you know like how much like because it's probably fair to say that Lone Alchemist and Destructor series are one of the first and probably the founding fathers of the Kirby community.
They are the
So
found. Well, they are the founding founders. Yes.
so I guess like what I was wondering is like, do you know like when you sort of hopped onto the scene? Because I believe you hopped into the scene when it was still relatively young. So
At that time, it was 2012, so the whole thing started around 2009, 2010. So it was
yeah.
about. It's still earlier, but not
Yeah.
like ultra early.
So did you know like if like Lone Alchemist or and Destructor series had like a like their own like private like custom sheet that they made of like Kirby customs for like their animations or
That I don't know. I haven't asked them about it. If they did, they probably wouldn't use it for themselves anyway.
yeah.
Because in my case, I just ended up making sprites by myself. I didn't really ask for anyone because at that time the community is really small. I wasn't in touch with everyone. Not at least until 2015. That's when I really started to take my bounds off them. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it was only like 2015 when you started like actually getting like you managed to get in contact with them?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Interesting. And was 2015 around the same time where like the Kirby sprites are like popping, like started becoming more developed as well?
I think it was more of a gradual thing. There wasn't like a specific time frame when all this started appearing. Like back then, that's when we were using Skype. So we were just we had a small little hangout group. It was like an extension based off of a DeviantArt group that we had at that time. So we just shared what resources we had during that time. And then I'd say like the bigger hitting point was Discord. And when you actually showed me Discord at that time, I was like,
Yeah.
hey, what's this new fandangled thing? And now it's actually become one of the biggest places I get my resources from. Yeah.
Yeah. So even like in 2015 when you started like getting in contact on Skype, like there wasn't like no one like shared like spreadsheets and whatnot or like custom spreads that they made on their own. Like
Like here and there, but I'm not talking like there wasn't like a hub for it. If you that's not
yeah.
that's what you're trying to ask. Yeah.
I was gonna wonder if it would be like, oh, shh. Okay, yeah. Here, let me tell you some goods real quick, some Kirby customs.
Oh no. For the most part, no. For the most part, they were public.
Yeah.
We're not
You
that
with Maple?
secretive, unless it's
I'm
like
just playing.
we're not that secretive. Like the only case where it would be, I don't know, it would be a case like maybe because we have a fan game currently being developed called Kirby Battle Blitz, and
Right.
Violet does actually have some moves specific to that game, but I've sort of just put them on a sheet now, so I guess quote unquote public in a lot of quotation marks. So
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't know what it's like in the Maple community or the Sonic communities, but that's just my personal experiences. Yeah.
Do you have any insight on about the Sonic community with like their sprite sheets and whatnot, or not really?
Oh, who
Jamie?
was that aimed to?
Oh, me?
Jamie?
Yeah.
Sorry, could you repeat the question? Sorry, I was focusing into the
So I was just kind of like wondering, like during the time when you were starting up to, when did you start animating?
2013.
So by then, like I was just like one thing I was like asking AK was like how established was like the public like Kirby sprite sheets. So I was like wondering like how was it for Sonic, for example? Like did you like were there like a lot of custom sprites made back then or not really?
Not really. Not at all.
Gotcha. So you
Little to none for Kirby.
no,
That
how
I
about for
can
Sonic
of.
though?
Sonic was
Yeah.
barely like there would be like small, little tiny small like pose. It started off with like poses, and then later on it went to like some kicks and punches, and then a whole sheet came out.
Yeah.
Well, it actually started off with like people customizing their own characters, and then later on it just totally went to like their own custom moves, like just like little by little, like one sequence of their punch and their kick and so on. They made more, and then years went on, and then they're like, I'm so good now, I'm gonna make a whole sheet by myself.
Right.
I mean, that's a big flex right there. You have all the resources for yourself to do it.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. What heck did Bless? I'm gonna have. Okay.
Oh no, she said she had to do something.
Well, we lost Bless, guys.
Oh no!
I guess like then the next question is on the topic of I guess like video game sprites. What do you? Okay, we'll start with AK first. What are your and I guess and also Jamie could just share since this is nothing like specifically only AK can answer. But
Okay.
what is your opinion on the Kirby sprites from the GBA games? Actually, because I think from what I understand, it seems like it's GBA, Kirby, and Waddle Dee. That's like the standard, and everything else is KSSU, I believe.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess first start off like what are your opinions on the Kirby sprites in the GBA and the KSSU?
Oh, so you want me to just talk about the style in specific?
Yeah.
Because in that case, it's very situational. So I don't know if anyone here knows Squirrel Kid. He's a guy I've known for like eons at this point. But his character quote uses KSU sprites. So in that case, it makes a bit more sense to use them because those sprites are a lot bigger. That means you have a little bit more room to make like custom faces, poses, and stuff like that. The trade-off is that because they're bigger sprites, you have to do a bit more effort to make custom sprites from scratch, for example. GBA is just sort of being like the base for if you want like the most flexibility with your sprites, then I will go with the GBA sprites because that's where we have like the most amount of sprites, and it's because there's also less pixel area for you to work with. There's less work for you to do overall. Yeah.
Which, if it wasn't for the work, which one do you find more visually appealing?
I'd say, in my opinion, there's a lot of like debate going around with how these sprites look in particular. So if you look at the KSU version of Kirby, you notice how kind of chump he looks. Like he looks a little fat, and maybe he has something in his mouth or something like that.
Yeah.
But with your GBA sprites, yeah, he doesn't look as fat. So that's why I
Damn.
personally prefer you. If you put them side by side, you can actually see the chumpiness with his KSU sprites. So that's just my personal feel about it. But yeah.
Okay.
So do you have like thoughts of like, do you wish like the KSSU was the standard instead of the GBA, or
If it
do you
was
think
fixed so it doesn't look like Kirby just ate something before he was actually presented as sprites, then I would use those, yeah. It's actually a funny thing because Violet's sprites started out with the KSU sprites, and then someone, I forgot the name, they told me, hey, why don't you work with the GBA sprites instead? It's better. And I was like, oh, okay. Naive me thinking maybe it would be better that way. Turns out, yeah, for the most part.
Nice.
do you think that because like I think a good portion of like why GBA is popular, I mean like part of it is because like I'm assuming Lone Alchemist and Destructive Series, they mainly chose GBA because it's probably easier to manipulate, and
It's just because there's just been more of it. It's the most easily accessible style of Kirby sprite series. That's just how I see it, yeah.
well, I guess like if it wasn't for like those kind of factors, do you think would you rather have a world where KSSU sprites was standard instead, or no?
I wouldn't mind for the most part. Now, like thinking now, I still see the chump look in KSSU sprites, and I still personally don't like it. But if there was like a hard choice between flexibility and
Oh, shit.
options for better like just looks overall, I'll probably go KSSU. Yeah. But that's with a lot of ifs.
It seems like you actually think that KSSU looks worse than the GBA sprites. Because I know like some people who said that they think KSSU looks better.
Yeah, I literally said that earlier. That he looks a little chump in
Yeah,
his
yeah.
KSSU sprites. It looks a little fat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people don't see that. I personally do because, well, I grew up with these games, so that's just what I see.
I see
In
what you're
these
talking about
games,
too.
they work fine, but when you start animating them, you kind of sort of see the difference. It's kind of just like off-putting to me. If I was given a chance to actually like edit his KSS2 sprites so he's not fat looking, then yeah, I would do that. But you know, it's
Bruh.
but you know, because his sprites are bigger, that just means more work. So
Maybe that's an animation idea
would I
right there.
want
Just
to?
take the KSU,
Yeah.
just take the KSU sprites and put Kirby on the treadmill or something, and then have him transform
Oh
after.
my god. I would do that, yeah. But like, that's too much effort. These GPS
That's too
sprites
much
already there.
effort, yeah,
There's so
you're
many
right.
sprites there. Just use that. It's too much effort. Yeah.
Golly, what are we doing? Nah, play.
I don't know.
Kirby on the treadmill, get that fat boy, make him do some weight. Gotta, and start pumping up like I don't know the rock rap as he starts working out.
It's about power. It's about power. It's about power.
It's not even how it goes.
You're right. You're right.
Well, I guess then, Jamek, what are your opinions? Like when you look back, what are your opinions on the Sonic sprite style?
The Sonic sprite style.
Like, do you look back and think like maybe you wish like a different style, like for example, the older Sonic styles was more of the standard, or do you think like, are you happy, or do you look back and you're like, yeah, I think that the styles are pretty good.
Yeah, kind of like what you said. I just think like the design that was really appealing to me, that it was easy for me to rig, and just has a very simplistic type of like style for like sprites. Like I would say something like Kirby, but I will animate a Kirby character soon.
Alright.
Oh, you will?
I'd find those pretty those type of sprites are pretty easy to do. I was debating about it too with like LSW, with like those sprites, but I don't know. I like
just
to
someone
go full
wrote-
out. Oh, sorry. What are you gonna say?
Someone just wrote in chat.
What?
It's about stars. It's about power. We're inhaling. We devour.
It's about stars, like power. Nice.
Someone's got to make a Kirby
That's my new
version.
motto.
Yeah.
I'm still in that. That's my new motto.
Can you make a remix, please? Your music video right there.
All right then. Okay, we'll do. Okay, how about this? Maybe we can do something a little spicy then.
Oh,
Oh?
Let's do
What's
a
up?
let's make a tier, or okay, let's just do imaginary tier list in our mind. Or we'll do a ranking of like, okay, so the standard for sprites in the sprite animation scene is GBA, the Mario and Luigi sprites, the GBA Kirby sprites, the GBA Sonic sprites, LSW. I don't think we can count. I don't think we'll. I guess we can count JOS, but there doesn't mean that many JOS FCs or whatever. And Maple. Okay. So, okay, let's start off then. GBA Kirby sprites. Is that S tier? S tier, A tier, B tier, or C tier, F tier?
well, you said KSSW, or not WU is like what? Sorry, what was the letters you said? I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure it out.
Well, I was like thinking like just for fun, maybe we could like consider like a tier list for like the most commonly animated like styles from like the games that we like take from.
How would that even work?
Just kind of personal preference. Just think about the styles in our environment. Like, do we like this or not?
I don't know if you can rank styles in that, especially because it's very like. I mean, you could try, yeah.
I mean, just personal preference. It doesn't matter.
I'm being biased, but honestly, Sonic. No
Number one.
shot. Yeah, number one.
I'd say so too, because you have more creative freedom with Sonic and his poses in particular. Just because, no, he has arms and legs. Kirby has nubs.
I think just in general, I feel like the Sonic sprites look pretty clean too.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
feel like
they
they represent them pretty well.
I agree, yeah.
Probably say Kirby second after.
Yeah. I was gonna say Kirby second for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
It's
I'm
like
gonna say this very. Oh, go ahead.
no, I thought
I'm gonna
of
change
it.
topic. Go ahead.
No. I just thought of it like for Kirby, like it's like kind of like like it's a clean, design for a Kirby sprite, and it's but like in terms of just like disabling the parts for like rigs is small, but for like Sonic it's kind of a little bit more wide, um more opportunities out there. Kirby too, but I feel like it's just not as much as Sonic for my own personal preference. Just
No, you're right. There is way more for Sonic than there is Kirby out there. Even with our new upgrade with our massive like Kirby custom sheet, like we had like 10 people work on it. Uh,
good
Compared to
gosh,
Sonic, it's like a drop in the ocean. Yeah.
it's like a drop in the ocean.
One thing I don't like about the Kirby style now that I think about is that I think one thing it can the shading style is so weird.
It's very
Okay, like
specific.
it
Yeah.
look okay. Like when you don't look at it too deeply, it looks fine. But then when you look at it more zoomed out, I feel like one thing I've noticed, like for example, like when I first started doing like more pixel art, like I realized that Kirby sprites, if you just focus purely on Kirby sprites, they really like might like there's like a decent bit of banding. Or I don't know if banding is the right word, but I feel like the way how they shade it will sort of encourage
It's
a
too
lot of
detailed.
like
It's
yeah.
it's too detailed. For what it's trying to do, it's fine in my opinion, but when you start comparing it to its other like sprites in game, you can tell they're just like shrunken down, pixelized raster images. Especially with some of the backgrounds, you can tell like there's a lot of issues with it in my opinion. I
Right.
personally do not like raster images shrunken down to form as like tiles for games and stuff. There's like a good number of games that do that, and I hate that art style so much.
Yeah, yeah.
I need water, bear back.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna say this right off the bat. I feel like after Sonic and Kirby, I feel like there's a decent bit of a gap after that. Because I'll be honest. Okay, so I guess to clarify, when I say the Mario and Luigi sprites, typically the standard is the Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga sprites, not like the newer ones.
Yeah,
But I'm gonna be honest. I don't even think they're amazing,
I
honestly.
don't think they're that good. Like, I personally prefer the Bowser's Inside Story sprites because I think that's a good balance between a good workable style and not something so crazily detailed like Drain Team sprites. Yeah,
Yeah, like I think like the Bowser, I think the Bowser sprites from Bowser's Story is very clean. That's a fire sprite right there.
yeah, but you don't see many custom sheets of that game. It's always just Superstar Saga. Yeah.
Yeah. And it definitely is like a very like the things that well, I think I just don't like about like the Mario and Luigi like styles, and I think this also thing part is the times that typically like so Kirby has a black outline, and Sonic it has a colored outline, but also like a black outline like some other areas too.
It's
But then
it's a
for
mix. Yeah, it's a mix.
Yeah. But then for Mario, like actually the default shading for the Super Star Saga, it's like brown if you don't edit it.
It's brown and there's anti-aliasing. The line work has anti-aliasing. So if you look closely at the sprites, you see gray
Yeah.
pixels. That's their intention to blur the lines. And
Yeah.
in my opinion, you shouldn't do that with outlines unless you're working with a big sprite. If you work with small sprites, please don't. Yeah.
I don't mind it too much, but it's
It's
definitely
annoying to
interesting for
edit.
sure. Yeah.
It's annoying to edit, yeah.
Yeah. And then like I think the shading is definitely the worst of the two, or worst of the three. It's like it's definitely
Yeah.
like the most simple. Well, okay,
It can work. Well, simple works. Simple
yeah.
works here in this case. Yeah.
But then like I think although like I guess like when I think about like the Bowser's in the story sprites, like I know Bowser himself, like I know he has a crap ton of shades like Kirby, but I don't I think it's still executed better because I think it seems like it's more
It's
like
it's still better in my opinion than it's better than Superstar Saga, for example. I don't like the colors used in his sprites there, so and I
yeah.
see a lot of like Mario animators. Are you okay?
That's probably sneeze right there.
It sounded like he just like smashed his hands against the table, and I'm just like, holy shit,
Oh,
he like
sorry.
screamed. I thought you saw a ghost. You saw.
Oh yeah, Jamik's dead. Yeah. Press F in the chat.
F. Um, I'm nowhere near a keyboard, but F. Tap on my phone.
That would be me. And it was me. Just kidding.
This is text to speech.
You
Scream
fucking
F.
screamed. You screamed.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, I felt like I shouldn't sneeze. I should sneeze. Ah! Yeah.
Yeah, and then I mistook that as a scream, like a ghost came in your room or something.
The sleep paralysis demon.
I've actually never experienced sleep paralysis. It's really scary.
If I ever experienced sleep paralysis, is that what you asked? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
I said I've never experienced sleep paralysis, but I heard from people that's really scary. No, I haven't. No. I either don't sleep, I sleep like a baby, or something happens. I don't know.
Huh. Interesting.
But anyway, yeah, we were talking about just like the differences between sprite qualities and different like versions of games, and I was just commenting about how Mario, Luigi's, and Bowser's sprites from Superstar Saga are uglier than Bowser's Inside Story sprites, so that was just my 2 cents on it.
Okay.
I guess like then at that case, okay, so what are your thoughts on JOS sprites? The style? I don't like it personally.
I don't use them, so I'm not going.
Well, like at least on the first glance, if you just remember how they look like, do you remember liking them or no?
Big head, small body. I mean, I see it all the time with sprites, so.
Yeah. I'm like, to be fair, like I've noticed like with a lot of like pixel art anyways, like especially when you're working down like a smaller size, you have to make the head like somewhat big anyways. But
Yeah.
I feel like
No,
JOS.
it's a common style. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a common style.
At least for my personal preferences, I feel like JOS kind of pushes it a bit too much, the head size, but I'm not too sure.
I think it's just a stylistic choice. I personally don't mind, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's up to you. Yeah.
What? And maybe this ranking thing isn't working out.
Well, I'm home now, so give me like 2 minutes. I'll pop over on my laptop here.
Bet.
All right, so I guess we'll transition into this way then. I guess instead of just discussing about the styles, like I guess like when we look back at the games we take the sprites from. Jeremy, what were your thoughts on the Sonic Advance and Battle games?
I've never really played those.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I thought of it, but like, I don't know. It's kind of different for me. I felt I didn't really have an opinion on it. That's something I don't really have an opinion on. I'm a bit unsure with it.
Gotcha.
What about you?
I played like a tiny bit of Sonic Advance, but I'm gonna sound like an absolute noob, but it was too fast for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too fast.
Yeah, but Sonic Battle was really fun. Like I remember just playing like a crap ton of it. Oh, you might want to keep that. Well, I guess this stream's getting terminated now.
No, not anymore. Oh boy, and there's only like 6 people. I thought the last time I checked there was like 3. Well, everyone liked that. Anyway, what did you say?
Like I find Sonic Battle to be it was a really fun game. I remember like playing a crap ton when I was younger.
Yeah.
So those games were pretty good. You should definitely give at least Sonic Battle a shot at some point. It's definitely more for dumb fun, but I think it'll be like a pretty good like relaxing game.
Interesting. Isn't that was the one that was on what was it, the Game Boy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay. Was the main antagonist Irma?
Oh no, it's still Eggman, but It's sort of like, but I don't remember too well. But he creates like clones of a Merle.
Mm. And it's the yellow and gray one, right? You know what I'm talking about?
If you do you mean like yellow eyes and then gray body?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got it.
How so? Mm-hmm.
But you definitely give those games a shot whenever, if you ever have the time. Because those are definitely really fun. Have you? What's up?
Do you used to have it on your Game Boy?
Nah, it's emulation.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, we were living that dirty pirate life back then. So,
The Dirty Fire Life.
yep. But you know what? It
Oh shit.
nowadays it's morally accept. Or actually, maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe we shouldn't. But
I didn't hear what you said.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you off stream the joke. But
Okay.
uh, well then I guess if you haven't played that, have you played the other like what other like have you played any of the JOS games, the Mario Luigi games, the Kirby like GBA games or no?
I have not played any of those. Well, I've played a Kirby game on a DS. I forgot what it's called. Kirby's Dream World or something.
Kirby Squeeze Squad or
Oh no, it's called like Massive Smash or something like that.
oh Mass Attack, Mass Attack.
Mass Attack. Yeah. That one.
Right,
I used to
right.
play that one all the time. Other
Gotcha,
than
gotcha.
that, I haven't really played a Mario sprited one or a Kirby one. Nor Sonic either. I'm such a fake fan. Not an
Yeah.
OG. I'm just playing.
What else did you and then JOS and everything else you haven't played?
Nope.
Gotcha. Wait, not even Maple Story? You didn't play that?
Nope. I didn't even know what
Oh,
Maple was until, you know, I went into the Maple community.
damn. You
Yeah.
didn't you didn't go through the good old days of just completely wasting your time, so
Right.
maybe that's better in hindsight.
Typical Gen Z kid.
Yeah.
If you if you've never played Sonic Battle or or a sprite game of Mario or Kirby, then you're a trash Gen Z kid.
But
Yeah, exactly you are.
does that make me a trash Gen Z kid then?
Me too. I am also a trash Gen Z character because I haven't played those
Welcome
games.
to the club.
Got him.
The first Sonic game I actually played was Sonic Rush and Sonic Rush Adventure. Good games, by the way. I love their music.
Hey. That's the one. That's the one.
Have you played and then well definitely you've played the GBA and the DS Kirby games for sure.
I never owned a GBA, so I've only played the DS games.
Ah, I see.
That's like me, my boyfriend, and he's like, "You need to play Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. It is the best game ever." And I asked him, "Okay, so what's good about this game?" And he said, "Well, the fact that it's Metroidvania. Like, I kind of when I heard Metroidvania, I kind of just curled up into a corner. I don't like Metroidvanias."
I need to put some ice in this.
Oh,
So you at least played Kirby Squeeze Squad and Superstar Ultra, right?
Squeak Squad is the first Kirby game I played, yeah. And then I played Superstar Ultra after that, yeah.
How did you find those games back then?
Really fun. Like, to me, Squeak Squad holds a lot of, like, charm in my own heart. It's the game I grew up with, so... And it's the first Kirby game I played too. Even though a lot of people seem to disagree in my opinion because the engine is really floaty and it's not like you can't gain momentum. Move around
Right.
in Squeak Squad, but I personally don't care for the most part. I just like it because it's fun. Some people get like gatekeeping my fun. I'm just like, let me enjoy my games, even if it's
I mean, Kirby's amazing. We're not talking about Smash Bros. Here. Like, there's no competitive squeeze squad mode going on anyway. So why does the engine matter that much? So, I mean, I understand that people, not saying people can't dislike it for that, or dislike it, but just
I
kind of
don't
like,
know. I mean, for me, it's just looking through the game in rose-tinted glasses. I do see
yeah.
the problems with it, but that doesn't stop me from liking it.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. And then, what's your thoughts on Superstar Ultra then?
Meta Nightmare Ultra is the mode I live to die for. I love it. I'm probably just biased because I love Meta Knight as a character, but
Mhm.
the introduction of that mode has probably been the running course for the later modern Kirby games as well. So
Yeah.
What happened?
I was just talking about my favorite games.
Oh, what were them?
Take a wild guess which franchise, Jamek.
What?
Take a wild guess which franchise he likes is her favorite game comes from.
Does it happen to be Halo?
No, I thought it was Club Penguin.
I miss Cup Penguin. Like, I used to play the game back in the early days. I used my friend's account to play it. I still remember the username and password to this day.
And everybody's slacking on Wizard 101.
My sister used to be a big fan of Wizard 101. I tried to get into it, but I couldn't. I was like, how do people love the fucking shithole that is microtransactions in this game? But back then, you had to pay like $10 for a 1 month membership, and
What?
Club Penguin was doing the same thing too. Yeah, deadass.
That's a whole Netflix membership.
I know, right? Well, it was back in the day.
I just
You were
remember
a
like,
kid then.
because like the main thing like that attracted me to Club Penguin back then was like the puffles, and I just remember it was always the like me and my sister could only get up to like the blue and red one, and if we wanted to get the other ones, then we had to pay, and we were just like, damn.
Yep.
What? That is so whack. Ah, that's terrible.
Yeah.
It was terrible then. It was terrible now, so.
And now people are still getting the same idea, like, ooh, if you want Joker in Smash, then you're gonna have to, buy this. And I remember, like, there was this meme. I deleted it, where it's like, this one guy that said, oh man, I remember when Call of Duty was fun, and you get the Golden Scar without even buying and wasting your life savings.
Right.
And then and then he made a funny time skip and was like, man, I'm not only wasting money, but I'm also getting nothing at the same time.
Oh, because of loot
That's it.
boxes.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus Christ, that's a whole.
That's my classmates with Genshin Impact right now.
Oh, it's same.
And I can actually draw the same comparison with Ramen bottle. Can you open? Thank you. I can draw the same comparison with Kirby and the Forgotten Land because the game introduces I shit you not, an actual gacha mechanic. I'm talking gacha machine and gacha capsules, all that.
But
I'm
you
just
have
sitting here thinking this game is the embodiment of me using my death battle paycheck to buy nothing but Kirby gachas.
Oh, you actually have to use actual money?
Oh no, not actual money, just in-game money, but the actual concept of using actual gachas, like real gacha machines, real gacha capsules. Yeah.
Well, I think gacha is fine as long as it's just restricted within the income currency. Because I was gonna say like if Kirby's trying
there's no microtransactions. It's the gacha concept that's just throwing me out a little because I feel like this is an indirect jab to my not totally great healthy money spending habits.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. I thought
You saw Genshin Impact was bad. Yeah, here's Kirby and the Forgotten Land with actual gacha. Yeah.
dude, everybody is like just like spilling all of their saliva over Genshin. Like, honestly. And now
I have a
I thought
friend.
that was bad.
I have a friend who's been playing Genshin since like day one. He hasn't spent a single dollar and somehow has all the best drops. I don't
What?
understand him. I don't get it either. Like he was streaming to me and a bunch of friends a couple months ago, and just everything. He has everything, and he claims he hasn't spent a single dollar.
That's a Chad move. That's a
Real
that's
Chad
a
move,
gamer
yeah.
Chad. Right? A real gamer, Chad.
Oh, I feel a little called out because I play Genshin.
I know, that's why I laughed when she mentioned Genshin, because I know Soul is here.
No, I know, just purely because my classmates are trash of the bottom kind, you know? They're all the same people who play. They're the same people who play League of Legends. I'm talking that kind of trash.
Oh my, dude, don't get me
At
started.
least I don't do that. At least I don't play League of Legends because
right.
because I feel like the worst thing is like when you play games of like at least for Genshin. Okay, no, well the gadget system being talks over that, then that's probably even worse than League of Legends. But it's just like if you're being toxic, at least you're being toxic to just a game. Whereas for League of Legends, not only just being toxic about the game, but other people too. So I'm just like, ooh.
Bro, let me go find that tweet.
And the funniest part is that
When you look at this tweet, you will think very differently about what you just said. Hold on, look at it.
All right.
The funniest part is that they're still getting clowned on, and that's the funny part. Like,
What, League players or Genshin players?
League players. Genshin, I feel like the characters itself is like substituting all the bullying, but I feel like for like League of Legends, there's just no exception.
Found it. I'll put it in the main group chat, but when I saw this, I could not take the fandom seriously anymore.
Let me see. Oh my. What the? Okay.
Welcome to League.
Wait, let me see. I didn't see this. What? Yeah, you. Look at the bottom. It says criticism. It's fine. This is not.
Yeah.
What is this? Oh my gosh. This
League
is
players
this is
actually
like-
threatening. Actually threatening to devs. Yeah.
This is like the vibe of like sweats of a typical League of Legends player mixed with like Overwatch and like Valorant and a little bit of touch of Smash Bros at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't joking.
That is gnarly. Golly.
I think the worst. I feel like the worst part to me is like when you compare like League of Legends to fighting games. Like, I feel like it's at the very least like for fighting games, if you get salty, at least you keep it within yourself.
Yeah.
Whereas then like for League, because it's like a team play, you could just like end up blaming other people, and and I feel like that's even worse because then like because then it's sort of like you're pushing like the blame to other people. I don't know the League like fan base that well because maybe that's not actual. It's not that bad. It's not as bad as how I'm wording it, but that's just sort of the impression I get. I'm just like, yeah, that's why I'm staying away from League.
Oh, for the games that like require carrying beginners, get really pissed. Yeah. I've heard that a lot. It's like, it's only funny. See, the joke that I see that a lot of like gamers just really overlook is the fact that real pros get absolutely pissed for like the ones that are at like beginner level, and they're like, "Yo, why couldn't you just do this and that?"
Without realizing, yes, there is a difficulty curve, and you have to actually, God forbid me for saying this, learn.
God, forgive me for saying this. Bruh. No, you're right though. I ain't finna lie to you. That's honestly sad though, if you think about it. Like,
I mean, just the fact that that tweet exists goes to says a lot, yeah.
it's just so sad, man. Like, God,
It really is, yeah.
I'm really looking back on like the games that, like, for example, like Smash. I mean, not even that, but like games like those just get really, really like, you could give yourself like a whole heart attack or a stroke. And it's like, wow, is this really worth it or not? How many screenshots? There's just like 4.
There's probably more, who knows? Yeah.
He was like, "Who the F lets you keep designing champions?" is actually disgusting, and your abominations your bald head keeps birthing into these games.
What?
They're legitimate threats. Yeah, legitimate threats.
Look at the last screenshot, bro. It says, "Who the f lets?" Who the
Maybe I should
f
show it
lets
in
you
chat
keep
too.
designing champions is actually disgusting. The abominations you bald head keeps birthing into these games. What?
Birthing.
I don't even understand that.
The
That's
fact
hilarious.
that these people take League so seriously to the point where they have to say this to an actual dev. Yeah.
That is the most funniest.
It's just so sad. It really is so sad. Like, I care about my games. I care about the people who put time and effort into it, but I don't care this much. What?
I'm assuming based off of that is one of those where like keep degeneracy out of the servers type of those people on
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, like honestly. Oh gosh, that was a good one. Thanks for sharing. That was a laugh. That's a good laugh.
A
What
good laugh, but
else?
pretty concerning to see what's going on.
Right? How long was this? This is on.
Oh, it was a while ago.
What?
It was a while ago, yeah.
Oh my god! It was like last month. Are you serious? I mean, honestly.
No, the League fandom has always been doing this. Like,
Yeah.
it's been like a talked thing. Many devs have been talking about this, their like abuse, harassment towards this kind of stuff. It's been happening for years. Yeah.
Gosh. That is not it.
Well, it's definitely a good time to remind all, just everyone. Listen, there's something very miraculous out there, and outside of your room, something called grass. I suggest
I knew you were gonna say something like that. I've been
just
waiting.
just take some time to take in the fresh air and take your hand out and just place it down
What?
on some nice
Lick
fresh
grass.
grass.
And keep
Yeah.
degeneracy out of
Just
my
stroke it. It feels so much better than even RTX, okay? Like the ray tracing is so high quality.
Yeah, you'll find life a lot more fulfilling once you get a good whiff of the fresh air.
Yep.
Unless you're allergic to pollen, in which case don't do that.
Right. How could you even live like that? Can you
Oh,
imagine?
there's a question in the chat for you, James.
Oh, it's my boy Kai. That was my that was my old friend, tennis player. Was on my tennis team.
Okay.
I haven't heard him for years. What's up, my guy? It's been forever.
Hey.
Yee. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, there you go. Okay, what is the next topic? Oh,
What
shoot.
is the next topic?
Oh, shoot.
We've been on a
That
bit
was
of
a
a
long
tangent.
one. That was hilarious.
But it's definitely much more casual than yeah, I mean I think it's fine to take it casual, right?
Yeah. But that was funny though. Let's see. Oh, video games and animation. Okay, they're not.
I mean, we
talking
kind of
about-
already covered. Well, we've already kind of covered both topics anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of covered sprite animation. I guess y'all want to talk about like the new style of like animation, like nowadays, like Spider-Verse or oh, you know what? Something that I was thinking too that
Yeah.
that okay, have you guys seen like DreamWorks is like okay, so they dropped a trailer of like Bad Guys and the second Puss in Boots movie. Do you know what's so similar, like just like the style in that movie? Does it like remind you of something?
I'll have to go check the trailer again. It's been a while.
Yeah, I unfortunately don't know very well.
Oh, okay. Let me know when. Oh wait, no, Soul Stream. Well, I mean, you could watch too if you like.
I'm just looking through it right now. Oh,
Yeah,
that is not a style I'm expecting actually.
yeah. Let me know if it really if it reminds you of like a movie style. Like
The style, at least what they're trying to accomplish here, is something similar to. I don't know if anyone's watched it. It's called. Shit, I can't even remember the name. Is that one Christmas movie?
Christmas movie.
Klaus. Yeah. So the style of it reminds me a lot of that, and I know Klaus is a really good movie, really good animation. Yeah.
I need to watch it. I've never watched it.
It's like I love the style of it. I love how it combines both 2D and 3D into the same environment. Well, it's 2D, but it's rendered to look like 3D. It's really cool. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I spaced out for a minute. Kai, Soul Slasher, you dweeb. Bro, I've not played tennis for like 2 years. I'm out of it. If I go out play tennis, I'm probably gonna die. But anyway, what were you saying? Okay, class. The type of art style. And wait, you're watching the Bad Guys trailer?
I was watching Puss in Boots too, because the style of that at least a little bit reminds me of Klaus. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
And what was the other trailer?
The Bad Guys, DreamWorks.
DreamWorks. Okay.
Oh shoot, what was I
Yeah,
gonna make?
yeah, similar sort of vein with Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse and Klaus.
Yeah,
Sort of
that's
similar
exactly
style. I
what
like
I
it.
was saying. Like, it's now they're adapting to like something similar to like close to like being like the Spider-Verse. So like, I thought that was pretty.
And something
interesting.
away from like the Disney-esque sort of style that
Yeah,
I
the
personally don't
typical
like
Disney.
that much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the smooth, clean character designs. Well, and the animation is like it's 3D, but it's like frame by frame. It's not like rigging where it's and rig and tweening just straight away.
No, I can tell from this that this is all frame by frame. Like this is stuff that has actual care put into it. I can tell immediately through the animation style. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, trying to say all Disney movies had no care.
I mean, story-wise, there are some really good movies. Like Up, for example, had I think one of the best Disney's like Disney-esque stories in
Up,
my opinion. But
Up is
yeah,
depression, honestly.
Up is depression. Like EXE, yeah, basically. But I personally love the story of that. The style, not too much in my opinion, but I think in that case, I would rather prefer a good story than animation. Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
That looks really good though.
what do you think about So what you think about
Oh, I wasn't even checking it out. Sorry about that.
Oh no, you good. Oh shoot. What was I doing? Oh yeah. Morgan. Where are you at? Where you at?
It's just kind of a strange because I think I noticed for myself, like I don't think I care a super large amount. I guess you too in regards to like animation styles. Because I think like mainly I think for me, I kind of treat animation more as like a way to express myself or like express like just like or a way to like create like the ideas I want in my head. But I don't think like
Right.
so I don't think like I pay too much attention to like the style like too much like animation styles. Like that's why like for me personally I kind of like for example I don't really watch that much Death Battle, just mainly just because like it's I feel like it's something where either something you have to be super invested in the characters, which I don't think I'm not that interested in the formula per se, but for those who are like interested in the animation.
Oh
And
no, that's totally fine. That's kind
yeah,
of why I started dropping out in like 2013, 2014, because more just me, I don't really care much about the actual writing part of the episodes more as I care about the actual animation. So yeah.
right,
Same,
right,
same,
right.
same.
Interesting. So it seems like it's kind of the opposite for you guys then, where you guys care more about the animation instead of like the story sometimes.
I
I'm not a writer. I was never good at writing. I don't plan to become a screenwriter, so yeah.
Yeah,
Same.
yeah, yeah.
Actually, so I care about both. Well, okay. I care about the animation, like, for like anime, but for like U.S. movies, it has to be the story.
Interesting,
It's
interesting.
situationally depend on in my case. So I can get away, like I can allow bad animation if there's a good storyline. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But in the case of like Death Battle, you're not coming for the story. Really, nobody is. So yeah.
It came for the plot.
I mean, just like it's. I mean, if you're not really going for the animation either, then it kind of feels like low-key, like you're kind of there for as if like just trying to watch a dick measuring contest.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
What the heck, bro?
Basically, yeah.
What?
When you think
Bruh.
about
I mean, he's
it,
right. He's right. Yeah.
Golly, what the heck? I mean,
I mean, he's not afraid to be honest. He's not afraid to be honest.
Damn. Well, yeah, he honest. That's fine. But golly, yeah, I just think like for animation for like, let's say something like Seven Deadly Sins animation. You could have a
Right.
really good story, but the animation looks like it's gonna be straight off of like Google, off of a Google presentation.
Yeah.
Now for like I think like, okay, so this from my personal opinion, but like Sing 2 is garbage. I can't think of any other cartoon sequel that's just as terrible as Sing 2. Like I think the only, like, personally for me, like, the only good thing about that movie was that the graphics and the animation was like god tier. Other than that, the movie, the writing itself is trash tier. That's how, I mean, for
I
me.
heard a lot of like really oof emotes with Sing 2 in particular. I actually want to take a look at the aggregate scores.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was just like,
It's average.
bro.
Yeah, average. Yeah.
Wow, interesting. Very.
Looks average to me. IMDb is an average score. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But or you could have something like My Hero Season 3, where they weren't even animated by Bones yet, but they still had a decent story. So I agree on that. Like you know, story, if they have a good story, then it could be overlooked with the not so good animation.
I mean,
Yeah.
like, I think like both are mostly a component, like for a decent bit of things, but just more like the main reason I was just kind of bringing that up was just mainly because of the fact that like I think stuff like Death Battle, like it's not really a story based channel, so
Yeah.
that's why like for me like I kind of it seems like YouTube, for example, would probably be more invested in it just because you're interested in the animation style and how they animate. But for me, like I'm the main reason I was just bringing it up is because I guess I don't really care too much about animation style, like as much as you guys do. And I think I just more view animation as more like a platform for me to express myself, and that's why Death Battle kind of feels like I'm not like as invested just because like um it just kind of it's not really like story based, which again is obviously not a problem on its on like because they're clearly just trying to cater to one specific kind of genre. And
Yeah, I could probably say the same thing about ads. Like ads have animations too. I've done a little bit of ad work in animation for that part. And you're not coming to watch the animation for an ad. You're coming to see a product. So you could probably apply the same principle there, yeah.
You're
right,
coming
right,
for the
right,
plot.
right.
I'm just playing.
I watch ads for the story. Yeah, sure.
I watch Heart Switch for the plot.
Like that.
Do you know what that is, So? I feel like you already know what that is.
I don't think so, unfortunately.
What?
I'm pretty out of the loop for most things, honestly.
Hey,
Yeah, same.
AK, do you know what? You don't know what Heart Switch is?
Is it an anime? Some results may be explicit. Turn safe search on to hide explicit results. Thanks, Google.
I'll show. Okay. I'll show it to you guys after this. But yeah, I was just joking around.
Oh, it's something related to Persona 5, apparently.
Yeah, it's Persona.
Oh, you're talking about that. Oh, okay, wait, don't show to AK, don't show to AK.
I don't care about not safe work. It's okay. I don't care. Yeah.
What? So I love your late reaction. You're like, what is that? And then later on, you're like, oh shoot, yeah, don't show it to AK.
Is it just violence, not safe work, or? I'm just like quickly skimming through it.
Violence? Is it violent? Is it gory? No, it's.
Is it violent, not safe work, or is it nudity, not safe work?
It's the latter plus more, let's just say.
Yeah.
But
Oh. I mean, it's not the first time I've seen this kind of stuff, so I mean, not like I can.
image the internet, but whatever.
What?
Yeah, I looked it up because I was a bit curious.
Oh, curiosity kills the cat after all.
I mean, again, I don't care for the most part. I was just expecting something else, not like really cool animation at the start.
A soccer golf. Just.
What the heck? My god.
I guess like then at this point we could probably transition to the other topics. I remember like one of the topics you were thinking about discussing was like just death battle in general.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
And then you want to tackle in the lens of like just talk about previous death battles and whatnot.
What the previous death battles I worked on? You said?
Oh no, or just more like just death battle in general, just like whether your own experience or just like you as a viewer when you even before you started like working for them.
I think, like, I don't really have an opinion on it. I know that I think it would be a lot better if it's like story, but if not, that's totally cool. I don't have a problem with like just not being like for example, like with Shadow and Ryuko, which is surprisingly what happens on like anywhere. Road Rage is basically the story. I don't mind that type of story level.
And to me, there's just no story. I mean, there could be a cause for what something happens, but that, in my opinion, that's more of a story beat than it is an actual story. And in that case, I personally don't care. I don't care for the most part. Like, again, writing is not my forte, never was, so...
Only came from the
I
plot.
would totally love to improve in it, but it's for me specifically when I try to do these kind of things. That's not, like, the first thing I think of, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before you worked for Death Battle, what were some Death Battles you enjoyed watching back then?
Shoot.
Oh, good question, actually. I know the animation sucked fucking dick at that time, but Kirby vs. Starscream, I thought it was really cool at that time.
Cool.
Looking back now, it's kind of questionable, yeah, but I thought it was really cool, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, what was the matchup?
Kirby vs. Starscream.
Starscream?
Yeah.
Kirby? Hold on, let me see this.
Yeah.
Starscream.
What was it, Kirby?
I thought it
I
was.
think it might be Rainbow Dash. No, it's Rainbow
I thought
Dash.
it was
Rainbow Dash, excuse me.
Yeah.
Oh, Rainbow. Oh,
Oh,
gotcha.
you're missing.
No, I'm wrong. No, I'm wrong. Kirby vs. Majin Buu. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you'd be talking about Shadow
Majin
versus
Buu. Yeah,
Mewtwo. We don't talk about that matchup. We already know
We don't talk about
that
the first. We also don't talk about the first Link versus Cloud too. Like they were just starting with 3D animation at that time, and oof, you can feel the age.
I remember once I enjoyed was like, well, of course, Goku vs Superman was definitely enjoyable to watch.
Mhm.
There was a 3D animation with Iron Man versus there was Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
I remember that one I enjoyed a lot. I think because like it kind of had a story aspect, and because like because obviously I like Iron Man, but and then I think like actually one I remember watching more recently that I enjoyed watching was Machamp versus who was it? It was a Mortal Kombat character.
Is it? I forgot his name. Goro?
I think so. I think so.
Yeah, Goro.
But like the main things, like the main reason why I enjoyed those is because they were characters I already was invested into. So
Oh
obviously,
yeah,
then at that
you'll
point,
definitely enjoy an animation more if it has characters that you're familiar with or you know. That was
yeah,
me
yeah,
with
yeah.
Crash versus Spyro. When I
Right,
found out
right.
about that, I lost my shit because I know both characters very well. I love
Mhm.
them. Spyro more in my case, but yeah.
Yeah, 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 for sure, for sure.
Nice.
I guess what else is there in regards to Death Battle? Well, I guess then, are there any comments like you guys wanted to say in regards to like your experience working with them? At least within the realms of what you can say. Like,
Oh, they're some of the best people I worked with. Like through my personal experiences with working with people, I find like they're second family to me. I can rely on them for things I need, and in case I actually do need help with them, I can actually rely on them as well. So it's really nice, yeah.
right, right.
It's like a group of people you can trust that aren't gonna just turn around with their backs facing you one day, you know?
Okay, okay. It's good to hear that you have a pretty good like work relationship with them as well.
Yeah. I've met Ben Singer as well, the guy who runs the whole company to begin with. He's super chill. He loves like cracking jokes here and there. Yeah. Once you get
Mhm.
to know everyone on the team, you just treat them like friends, and I think that's how it should be. Yeah.
Yeah. Has there been like any has there been like any you don't need to specify what exactly, but has there been like any new opportunities you've been like able to tackle more after like working with Death Battle that and maybe like
So
any new
funny
experiences
cases
that
actually. So funny cases I actually did a lot more than the one I'm doing now when I first started out. So when I did start out in 2019, the first thing I worked on was Lucina versus Mulan. So that episode, there's a lot of things I could comment about it personally, but just to keep it short, I was tasked to make the script, grab the resources, make the whole animation from scratch, add sounds to, and post edit the whole thing. At that time, I was with Joshua, and we divvied it up. So he did half, and I did half. We ended up editing each other's parts. So while I had like a pretty bumpy roller coaster ride with that episode, I got a good chunk of money out of it. Yeah.
Hey,
Mhm.
that's what's
But
up.
nowadays, like for DBXs, I only just animate the characters in the backgrounds and special effects and stuff like that. I don't do sounds. I don't do scripts.
Right,
Although I
right.
would love to do more than just what I'm doing now. Like, for example, I'm hoping to maybe get a foot somewhere with 3D. So
Yeah.
maybe I did ask at one point about potentially just like offering my hand for 3D assets. So if they need assets for something like for an upcoming 3D animation, I could probably do that. Yeah.
Hmm.
What skill sets do you have that you think you can offer to them? Or is that something you're gonna oh yeah, yeah.
That's what I'm working on right now. So right now I'm majoring in animation in my at my university, but specifically I'm majoring in 3D because right now 2D I'm pretty proficient at it. I can do it fine. Like there's nothing special or crazy about that. But 3D there's like so much to it. There's so much to it more than 2D animation, and I want to learn everything. I want to do more. I want to just give everything when I can. You know, because
Yeah.
I have a passion for all this kind of stuff. Yeah,
What do you think
and
you're
hey,
strong
maybe.
oh good?
And yeah, and I think I could get a lot more out of this if I really push myself and get my foot out there.
Mm-hmm. What do you think you're currently strong at and what's like something you're trying to work more on?
So right now I want to improve with 3D. I can do 3D. I've been doing it for about 5 years now, but it's very on off. It's not as like strong or as focused as I would do with 2D because around that time in 2019 I was also jumping into proper drawn animation. And
Right,
I
right.
wanted to really push my skills at that point. So 3D kind of took a back seat. But now, since I've kind of like hit that goal already, I'm hoping to transition more into 3D. So, for example, I've been working on a VR chat world because I've done a grand total of one environment the whole time I'm doing 3D. So,
Mhm.
if I want to showcase my skills, my ability to create assets, specifically environment assets, I need to be able to create a world. create all the assets in them, put them together, know how to texture, UV unwrap, lighting. Lighting's also important, so there's a lot that goes into it.
Gotcha. Well, be sure to update us on how your progress comes along later down the road. It'd be interesting to see how eventually.
Oh, it's on Twitter. I've been posting progress on Twitter. Yeah. Hopefully,
Ooh,
once
alright.
that starts kicking off, I can actually get somewhere with it.
Yeah.
In my
Alright.
opinion, my sister is more ahead of what I'm doing now because right now she's a 3D concept artist for a 3D modeler for a couple of VR chat worlds as well. I think for a couple of Roblox worlds as well. But right now she's currently working as a concept artist. Unfortunately, not my kind of field, but it would be cool to do something like that too.
Well, since you say you're posting on Twitter, where can the people watching you find you? Like, what's your Twitter at then?
Oh, I can just put it in the chat. Might be a little easier that way.
Wait, you can put it on the live chat.
Yeah. Sell
that's
out
fine.
real quick. Yeah, this is the opportunity to sell out real quick. Expose yourself out
Well-
there in the world.
Yeah, that's where I mainly put all my artwork stuff now. Used to be Demon Up, I kind of ditched it
Expose.
ever since they updated to Eclipse. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Feel free to, if you guys want to see more of like AK's 3D animations, be sure to check her out there. And who knows, maybe you'll start seeing her on
Oh, look at your
doing 3D stuff
Kirby
on Death Battle.
animation.
Yeah.
That's so. The gun at the end.
Oh, I did that as sort of like an offhand meme. I saw someone like doing a similar, it was the 3D animation with Kirby, and I was like, hey, I want to do something same thing too, but 2D.
That's cute. Too good. So
Do you think you'll try? Okay, I'll just ask and feel free to let me know if you can't answer it. But do you think the future is to try to fully transition as a 3D animator for Death Battle, or do you think you'll still try to like
I
offer for?
offer because I don't want to fully transition yet. That is more towards like a proper in-house day job. So what I'm trying to get out of my course right now is to land something stable doing 3D in some kind of field, like animation, asset making, 3D stuff in general, lighting, whatever that stuff is. But with that said, I do want to offer it as an extension to what I'm doing currently at Death Battle. So right now, if like I want to put it this way, I want to use my 3D stuff for a stable day job as well as an extra additive to Death Battle as they're currently my night job. Yeah.
Gotcha.
What's up?
Oh no, sorry, I'm looking at something.
I guess now to switch a question over to you, Jamie, then how's your progress with like? Are there any comments you want to say about like just working with Death Battle as
Yeah,
of late?
I'm curious. I'm curious actually how you got on the team. Yeah.
I actually messaged I forgot who it was. It wasn't Scott. I think it was Liam. And
Liam's one.
Oh no! It was Lewis. It was Lewis.
Oh, Lewis. Yeah.
Yeah.
Lewis Press. Yeah.
He looked at my reel and was like, "I like your stuff, man." I was like, "Hey, thank you." And I asked him when. I know y'all may be a bit busy, but I'd be more than happy to work with you guys. Is it possible if I could slip in? And he was like, "You know what? Yeah, actually." So I was like, "Oh, cool. Okay. Where do I sign up?"
Oh my god! Just like that, just like sweeping you off the floor like that.
Yeah.
Was there anything else to discuss at this point, or?
Nah. I think I'm pretty pooped.
I think you kind of said everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty tired. All right.